What's going on, guys? This is another 6-minute video. This is where I talk about a random topic for 6 minutes. This isn't about the likes, the views, the subscribers, or the fame and glory. It's just from my personal efficiency at speaking and my journey to become a better public speaker. This is just in front of a camera and a microphone without someone else keeping the conversation going. The responsibility fully falls on me to come up with things to say and keep the momentum going. With that being said, we're playing some Megapunk. And we're going to be playing Mega Chad. Look at that guy. Anyway, just doing Forest. But today's 6-minute topic, I wanted to talk about consumerism. Pretty big word, pretty big can of worms. I know. And we're in such a world that consumerism is such a accepted thing normally. It's just a totally, it's something that people don't really think about. And I think it's a very rampant issue that the United States in particular has. The other parts of the world, of course, has that as well. But these companies contribute to it exponentially as well. I mean, it's not just a country's single fault. It's just the prosperity in these countries that is enabling them to be able to have a consumerism mindset. And I think it's quite dangerous, but it's also kind of a tax on the not so smart people. If you're paying for the newest iPhone 16, iPhone 17, iPhone 18 every single year, that is a consumerism mindset. That is fully consumerism. I mean, you can't tell me otherwise. That's just like the definition of consumerism is needless spending. I don't know if that's the exact definition of consumerism, but you get the point. But these big companies, Apple, let's do evasion. Apple, Microsoft, a little bit less on Microsoft though. But let's see here. Apple, Samsung is another huge one. The phone companies are very, very good at this, and I'll get into that a little bit more. But the companies that just enable it in general, let's do Frostwalker, are these just very, very large cap organizations, large market cap organizations that they are able to lose money by selling you a ton of things. And just the fact that they are able to sell this kind of stuff means that they're probably not losing any money at all. They're making the next product and they're very, very slightly increasing the proportions on how good the next product is. And what I mean by that, and I hate that the newest iPhone proves me wrong, but up until the newest iPhone, it has been proving me right almost 100%. Every iPhone after I can't even remember, the 12. Every iPhone that I remember in general has been a marginal increase since its release. Ever up until, let's do here. Increase evasion. Attack speed by a ton. Up until the iPhone 17, which has an increased base capacity, increased everything else. I mean, they increased the camera, the battery, the CPU. They put a CPU that they never put in their base iPhones. But ever since the iPhone 17, before that, none of the iPhones were really worth it to buy. It was such a marginal increase in computing power, processing. It was just very, very not worth it to do. But people bought it up. People are always buying. The iPhone 15 is a very, let's see here, lifesteal. The iPhone 15 is a huge example of that, where literally all they did, let's see here, standing still heals me. Literally all they did with the iPhone 15 was make the frame out of titanium. That is the only thing that they changed, which is nuts. And it sold pretty well, but it didn't sell the best, which kind of points to, the world not having a complete 100% consumerism-ist worldview, or I don't even know. People were suffering with not having enough money to buy the thing because it wasn't worth it. The pros weren't clear, and it was a ton of money. A brand new iPhone, whatever, 16, 17 Pro Max is a ton of money. And people just can't be spending that every single year, but Apple finds ways to make sure that people do spend it on, or people are spending their paycheck on the newest iPhone. It's not too hard to get people to spend money. It's just trying to make them spend money on your thing, because there's so many things to be spent, like people are spending their money on. It's insane. Subscriptions are another thing, is just a huge consumerism thing where people just spend blindly. You can't be spending so much money where you're having multiple subscriptions in a year, because if you calculate all that up about how much you're spending in a year on subscriptions, it's actually insane. It is bleeding you dry and you have no idea. That being said, if you use your subscriptions, if you really make the most out of them, I don't think there's anything wrong with having subscriptions, because they're useful. If you're getting a great experience out of them, you're making sure you're sure you're getting your money's worth out of them. I don't think there's a problem with it at all. But the fact that there's so many, and the fact that they're just putting in ads anyway to your subscription based, video content, is pretty insane, and it's pretty dystopian. But it just speaks to the consumerism mindset that people have, and these companies knowing that they're able just to charge you whatever they want, and people will buy it anyway. We're not quite there to the point where these companies are figuring out how much they can charge someone versus how much they won't pay. I feel like Netflix found that out a while ago, and they've been riding off of that for a while. They know exactly what to pay for people, but it's kind of a thin line of just a thin line of knowing what to do and not knowing what to do, of pricing those things accordingly. And what do I mean by that? Oh yeah. So they're slowly raising up the prices for the same products, even worse services. They're adding in ads. They know you'll watch the ads, so they might as well put them in and make a ton more money off of you. Raising up the price of the subscription plus the ads is like they're drowning in money. It's actually insane. So I don't know how to really fix that other than vote with your wallets. But people like their shows. People know what they want, and there's nothing that we can really do about it. It's just you got to yourself individually spend your money wisely. And it's kind of a dumb tax, as I said. If you're dumb, you're spending all your money on all the subscriptions, right? It's just not financially smart to be spending a ton of money on a ton of subscriptions, because it's not sustainable. You can't keep doing it. It's not gonna help you long term. If you're really, really smart, right, you would be, wow, that's actually a really good power up to have. If you're really, really smart, you would, well, I can't condone the practice of pirating, because if you're enjoying a show and you want to enjoy it because of the people providing it to you, I think that you should totally support financially the people that are providing the service to you. That being said, making smarter financial decisions is crucial when so many things are getting worse and so many things are not worth it to buy anymore. So it's just really the question of, do I need to be paying for this subscription? Or, well, let's do this one. Do I really need to be buying whatever this is, the next iPhone, the next Samsung, when it comes out? Are the features really, really that good? And that's even a whole nother thing. Are the features even that good? Because if any of the features start with AI, I can guarantee you can live without it. It's not going to help you even in the slightest. So it's just, I mean, it's up to you, right? You, the consumer, needs to pay with your wallets. You're going to have these middle-aged white moms buying the next thing anyway, and ruining the prices for you and ruining the price gouging I meant for you. But you can save up your money and spend your money wisely, because those big purchases that are getting larger and larger every year, you have to spend your money a little bit more wiser every single year. I hope that makes sense. This is kind of one of my weaker videos, 100%, but I did want to touch into that because it's kind of important, because of where just everything is going with the subscription based for everything. It's been that way for a while now, but it's pretty fascinating to see other companies just practicing that type of mentality. You see Apple, Intel, Nvidia, AMD, all these companies are marginally increasing their products, even though they're probably years ahead of what they actually can do. But the fact that they know that someone is going to pay for the next product every single year turns it into how do I even say that? A single time purchase subscription. They know if they release the same thing marginally better every year, you are now a subscribed customer. So even though the people that do that and they think, oh, I'm never going to do a subscription, that's terrible. If you're buying stuff from the same companies year after year, man, you gotta look in the mirror and say, wow, I really am just a subscription customer. And they know that, and they're taking advantage of you. But that's my take, right? You could be paying for the newest and the best because you need it. It's your job, right? And I'm not saying that Apple, Nvidia, Intel, Samsung, insert company here, is not giving you the bang for your buck, because they are improving. They are giving you a better phone. They are giving you a better product. But for the people that do it just for the heck of it, I don't know. Take some retrospection, I guess, or inflection upon yourself. Do I really, really need this right now, or something? That's all I've got to say. See ya.